In this section, we are going to learn how to use adverbial clauses of time. We use adverbial clauses of time to tell us when something happened. And it's usually introduced by a time adverb. We're going to focus on the following three categories: as, when, while, before, after, until, and hardly, no sooner, scarcely. As is used to refer to two or more occurrences, and the multiple occurrences are connected in some way. In other words, they affect each other. And it can also be used to infer during that time. So these two examples: as the day continued, we got more tired. Here the clause is at the beginning of the sentence, or we got more tired as the day continued. The adverbial clause is at the end of the sentence. Both sentences mean the same thing. The two occurrences, because the day is long, they are getting tired. They are affecting each other. When is used to refer to an occurrence that occurs at the time of a long event. Let's look at the first example. I was working on the computer when my manager called me. So the event that occurs is the manager calling. This happens at the same time as a longer event, the main clause, that they are working on their computer. When is also used to refer to the circumstances needed for the main event to be true. For example, when I get my promotion, I will earn more money. The main event, to earn more money. The circumstance for that main event to happen or to be true is that they get their promotion. So when I get my promotion, this circumstance to earn money will happen. While is used to refer to two longer actions that continue at the same time as each other. For example, I read a book while I was sitting at my desk. The adverbial clause is at the end of the sentence, or we can put it at the start. While I was sitting at my desk, I read a book. What are the two longer actions? Reading a book and sitting at the desk. Before is used to refer to an occurrence that takes place earlier than another separate occurrence. Let's look at that first example. Before I leave the house in winter, I put on a coat and boots. The earlier event or occurrence is putting on the coat and boots, and they do this before the later occurrence, before leaving the house. Before can also be used to refer to a situation that continues up until a time specified in that adverbial clause. The second example: I waited 3 months before I took paid leave. The specific time or specified time is 3 months before the other event, before I took paid leave. After is used to refer to an occurrence that takes place later than another separate occurrence. For example, I went to a nice spa after I got home from holiday. The clause is at the end of the sentence, or we can put it at the start. After I got home from holiday, I went to a nice spa. The two events, going to a spa, going on holiday. After tells us they went to the spa after their holiday. They are not connected events, they are separate occurrences. Until is used to refer to an action that continues to take place up to a certain time and then stops. For example, I stayed at work until my report was finished. This action, staying at work, continued until the report was finished and then it stopped. When the adverbial clause describes the result of an action in the main clause, we can use until, like in the second example. I helped my colleague until she understood what to do. So that tells us that they were helping their colleague until they knew what they were doing, and then they stopped helping them. We use these words when one occurrence has ended and another immediately happens following it. For example, my holiday had hardly begun when my boss called. If we use hardly or scarcely, that second clause must begin with when or before. So when my boss called me, my holiday had hardly begun. When using no sooner, the second clause must begin with than. The last example, no sooner had I booked my English class than my internet went down. In both these examples, one occurrence has ended, booked my English class, holiday had hardly begun, and then a second occurrence occurs immediately following it. My internet went down, my boss called me. And that's how we use adverbial clauses of time.